Okay, so tomorrow your test is going to cover lessons 3-4, 3-5, and 3-6. In 3-4, we learned how to graph functions. You will have 2 questions where you're going to have to graph the function. I am going to provide a table and a coordinate plane. Now, the table isn't going to be filled in like this where the blanks are. It's going to be totally empty. You must fill in the table. Do not leave anything blank on this table. Each one of the lines is going to be worth a question. So do not leave anything blank. Yes?
Will there be a question where the domain is all real numbers?
No, I am going to provide the domain. That's a good question. I'm going to have the domain written in for you. So whatever numbers are there, those are the values of x you're going to use. Once you get the order pairs and fill in this column, you're going to graph them. And then the graph will be a separate question. So make sure when you are answering these 2 questions on the test that you do not leave anything blank. This is the only thing that you need to know from 3-4 is how to fill in the table and then graph the order pairs. You will not have fractions in your equations. However, you will have exponents. Okay? You will have an x squared. So know that when you square a negative number, it's going to become positive. So be very careful with your signs. Then so there's the 2 examples you can do for practice. And again, on the last page is the answers. Then from 3-5, we covered scatter plots. So on the test tomorrow, it's going to be like this first page of the study guide, where I'm going to give you a picture of a graph. And you're going to tell me, is this a positive correlation? Is it a negative correlation? Or is there no correlation? So again, it'll be already graphed for you, and all you're going to do is give me one of those 3 answers. Then also from this situations, and I don't know, they're sentences. Here they are. So right here, where I'm going to give you a sentence, and you're going to tell me, for example, number 2, the height of a woman and her score on her algebra test. So does your height have anything to do with the grade you're going to get on tomorrow's test? No. So then for this one, you would write no correlation. Okay? If it's not that obvious, analyze it. If you need to draw a graph to help you, then draw a graph. Remember, when you create your graph, make sure your scale makes sense. See how this one's counting up? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Don't make it count backwards. It always has to increase. Notice over here the scale goes from 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. Okay? Don't make it start at 100 and count backwards. So make sure your scale makes sense. So on these questions, you're just going to identify positive, negative, or no correlation. And then the last lesson, you are going to have section is what we just covered in the homework, lesson 3-6, the arithmetic sequences. So again, I'm going to ask you just like 5 and 6 here. First of all, is it arithmetic? You will say yes or no. If it's yes, you're going to tell me the common difference and the next 3 terms. If it is not arithmetic, you're going to write the word no and stop. You don't have to tell me the next 3 terms. You will also have a question where you're going to be asked to find a term that's far away, like the 100th term or the 32nd term. You will need to use the formula for these questions. And again, the formula is a sub n, a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times the common difference. Okay, again, this 1 and the n here on the formula, these are just labels. This A1 is the first term in the pattern. And this is just the term you're looking for. And then this is what you're adding or subtracting. Remember, if it looks like it's subtracting to complete the pattern, this D will be a negative number. So I suggest you review the questions on the study guide. Again, I'm not going to give you questions already set up in the formula. The question where you're going to have to find, say, the 100th term, I'm going to start out the sequence. So you have to pull from that the A1 and the D. So again, 15 question test, and it's covering the 3 lessons. So review your homework, review these study guides. Good way to study. Any questions? Okay, so again, free tutoring, Mu Alpha Theta and iCatholic today until 3:30, and I will be here in the morning if you have any last minute questions. Don't wait till you get to class. Make sure you come early in the morning if you find tonight you're studying and you have questions. I always get here early. I usually get here no later than 7:15, sometimes earlier. So if you have questions, you can come see me in the morning.